Hello and welcome to Michael Pepper Tech. In today's video, I'm going to talk about a couple things that Apple didn't really talk about and I haven't really seen discussed much with the iPhone Air. I'm actually recording this video with the iPhone Air. First thing we'll talk about is the USB-C port. Yes, it's USB 2 speeds, which if you are someone who transfers gigs and gigs of data, that may or may not affect you depending on the time that you want it to take. It is 480 megabits per second versus 10 gigabits per second on the Pro models, and that may be a limitation to you. The other thing that they didn't talk about is display alt mode, which means there's no video out on this. Now, we know that other devices for years didn't have this. We know that some of those devices have added that feature in recent years, and we also know that there are plenty of us out there who use AirPlay, whether it's with an Apple TV or more and more TVs have that built in. You go to a hotel, a lot of hotels now are having that built in. But if you're someone who travels, maybe you have a camper that you bring a TV with and you like to just plug in a cable and be able to watch videos out of your phone. Maybe you like the simplicity of that, or with a portable monitor, or with some of these glasses that you can connect in and watch. That may be of concern. Now, I have a pair of glasses where I have this kind of TV box that comes with it and I can AirPlay to it. And so that doesn't really bother me much. I'll put my phone in my pocket. I use that box to watch stuff, or I hotspot to my phone and use the browser or the apps on it to watch things. So that's not really a concern. But the second thing I want to talk about, which I think is of major significance and extremely kind of cool to me, and it may or may not be interesting to you, but I'm a technical person. I love when companies improve on technologies, when they start to use different things. Yes, this does still use a lithium-ion battery, but they're using a carbon silicon anode, which means that they're able to kind of make this more dense. It's not something like the carbon silicon battery in the OnePlus 13, where they packed a 6,000 milliamp hour battery into something that's, the same size as a normal device. But it was able to make it so that they were able to make it so that they could use a battery that's about half as thick as what is in the other iPhones. And they were able to pack a battery in here that's 3,149 milliamp hours. It's about 60% the capacity of a Pro Max. It's about 70% of the capacity of most of the regular iPhone and the iPhone Pro, 75%. And that's pretty impressive for a device that's so thin. Yes, it's a little bit bigger in height, but the fact that they were able to do that allows it to also run cooler as far as charging. It's 30 minutes to 50% instead of 20 minutes. I've done some testing on that. My finding so far is, yes, just like any other device, as you get towards the higher end, it takes longer, but if you drain it down, so 20 to 70% was right on par for a half an hour. To get it charged fuller than that, take about an hour. But that is pretty impressive considering the days that not too long ago we were talking about iPhones that didn't have a battery much bigger than this. They would take 2 hours to charge because they were using super slow chargers. The other thing is I haven't had it get hot while it's charging. I've used battery packs to charge it. It gets a little warm, but that's expected from heat loss and heat transfer due to wireless charging. But with a cable, haven't experienced it getting uncomfortable to hold or even really warm. So that's been something kind of impressive with that. The other aspect of that is typical lithium-ion batteries may be a life expectancy of about 500 full cycle charges before it gets down below the kind of acceptable maximum capacity, which is usually rated around 80%. With this, it's expected to reach around 1,000. The other thing is this is more of a tried and true technology. Lithium-ion batteries have been around for a long time. Changing out the anode allows for them to keep that quality without some of the risks. As carbon silicon batteries eventually get more tried and true and trusted out over more and more years, we'll maybe be able to expand to that, and then you could see some device similar thickness with a much bigger battery in there and even faster charging and some other interesting technologies in there as well. So I hope you found this video helpful. Stay tuned to the channel as I will be doing a more extensive battery test. I've been testing the battery. Also, camera test coming up probably 2 to 3 weeks out from now, as I've had this device since Saturday. This is the following Friday, so that's about, I'm on my 6th full day. I picked this up Saturday evening, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and now Friday. And I hope you found this helpful. If you're into this type of thing, please consider subscribing. If you found this video helpful, 2 thumbs up. Of course, as always, please share your thoughts and opinions of this down below. If you picked up the iPhone Air, let me know your thoughts so far down below. If you're considering picking it up, let me know why. If you're hesitating, let me know why on that as well. Let's have a nice conversation down below. Be kind to one another in the chat. And of course, stay tuned for continued content on this product. This is, again, being recorded with a front-facing camera, 4K 30. As always, thanks for watching. Peace, love, see you in the next video. Bye!